All right, everyone. We got the ACP, we got admins, we got a whole bunch of stuff, right? One last thing here we're going to talk about is name resolution. Now, when we did our admin configs, let me open up our router here. Let's maximize it. Okay, you can see that there. Username, LDs, and then Cisco. Show start. You see we did some DNS. We set up the router to actually look for DNS when we want to resolve a name or what have you. But obviously that will mean you need to configure a DNS server with host names in order for it to, let's say you want to ping your router by name. You configure a domain name called cisco.com. And then within that cisco.com, you create a host record, r1.cisco.com will be the fully qualified domain name. And you associate that host A record with the IP address of the router. So you can do it through DNS. What we're going to do is we're going to do IP host tables. Now, IP host tables are statically assigned. Meaning you actually do static mappings of a name to an IP address and a name to an IP address. That will work just fine in a very small, medium-sized network, but in a very large enterprise, DNS definitely would be the way to go. But again, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and do static host tables. Very simple. All right, we're going to go to global configuration. We only got 2 routers, so there's not that much that we got to type anyway. So IP host, then we do, let's say, R1 ourselves, and the IP addresses that are associated with us. In this case, would be 192.168.1.254. And I believe we're using 10.1.1.5. And we'll check in a second. IP host R2. And then it will be 192.168.2.254. And then 10.1.1.6. All right. That's all you really do WR. Yes, I'm doing the shortcuts again. That's all you're willing to do. You can do the same exact thing on the other router. I'm going to verify the IP addresses. See exactly. Yeah, okay. So we're using 192.1.254, 2.4, and then we have 5, then we got 6 over here. And that's what I put, yes. 5 for me, 6 for them. Okay, that's cool. Let's go ahead and go to the other router. Let's do the same thing. Control C. All right, we're going to do config T, IP host, and then the host name, the R2, IP address associated with it, 10, let me match it up right, 192.168.1.254, 10.1.1.6, okay, and that's me, that's R2, and we're going to go IP host, R1, 192.168.1, oh, look what I did. So it should have been 2.254. So I'm going to say no, because you can't overwrite it. If I were to write something different, it will amend it. So you really have to get rid of it. So I'm going to get rid of that entry by putting no in front of it and redoing it. And then I'm just going to edit it and change that 1 to a 2. And then I'm going to go IP host R1, 192.168.1.254, 10.1.1.5. Okay? Do WR. Let's do a Control Z. Let's take a look at our start. And you see your host tables are right there. So we got host R1, 1.254.1.5, and R2, 254, 10.1.1.6. So instead of actually pinging, and I won't be able, because we have no routing protocol. All right, so we won't be able to get, anywhere else beyond what we're connected to. So if I just ping R1, I should be able to ping my neighbor address. Now, what happens sometimes with this, since the first IP address that I chose was the LAN, because since we are not routing, it's not going to work. So this is what I'm going to do. And again, the only reason I'm doing this, because I'm not going to get rid of the host table and then put it back in. I'm just going to do a really quick default route. IP default. No, not network. IP route 0000 because it's just really simple. And then my exit interface on router 2 should be as 001. And when we get to routing, you'll understand what I'm doing because I will explain it, obviously. S0/0/1. Do WR. I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. So since there was no routing, and the first address that I put for him to resolve was the LAN address, that's why I couldn't. So I should have put if I would have put the WAN address, the one that they're connected to, it would have been okay. But I wasn't about to do that again. So IP route 0000 oops 0000, and the exit interface is 0/00. When we get to routing, I'll explain that command. And again, let's try and ping. Well, let's go back to router 2, and that was the original router that we did it on. Let's maximize it. Control Z. Control Z. Ping R1. And now we can ping it. And the only reason we can ping it is because we added that default route. If I have, because again, in the order that I did it, and let me just elaborate a little bit more on that if I didn't make myself clear. Since the first IP address that I told the router to look for this particular host was the LAN interface, Okay? Well, it can't find the LAN interface because it's not routing. It doesn't see it. And it should have defaulted to the second IP address, but it didn't. It's a simulator. That's why you put more than one address. So if one fails, it'll go to the next one, the next one, the next one. But if I would have turned this around and would have put 10.115 first and then 1254, then we wouldn't have an issue. It would have pinged right away. But that's okay because we just did a quick default route, and then now it knows where to go back and forth. Because really, if you wanted to now, since we have that default route, I can actually ping. And let me move this way. I can actually ping from one computer to the other. Ping 192.168.2.1. Boom, boom, come on. Don't make me look bad. There you go. All right. But that's, again, default routing. Once we get to routing, you'll learn all the secrets. All right, so that is what a host table is. And again, if you wanted to look and see your connections and all that, there is a show host, I believe, command. Yeah, there it is right there. Show hosts. And you can see that it will show you the permanent resolutions for router 1 to the IP addresses, the mappings of the host name to the IP addresses. And if DNS would have actual entries to it, it will show you the DNS, temporary DNS entries in there as well, the show host command. All right, that's it. That's all static host tables are. It's just another form of name resolution. But remember, static host tables fit for small companies, medium-sized companies. All right, and remember, all this stuff, you can do it on Notepad, copy, paste it into a router, and you're done. All right, if it's a very large enterprise with complex subnets, obviously you're going to do DNS name resolution, which we configured in the admin config with IP domain -lookup, IP domain name cisco.com, IP name server that is pointing to a DNS server. Okay, those are the two forms of name resolution. With the DNS, though, you would actually have to set up a Microsoft DNS. Well, not just Microsoft, but a DNS server nonetheless. All right, that's it. That's your host tables. Pretty simple, easy peasy. See you in the next lecture.